turn this down before I get copyright strikes. Okay, we got Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube. Let's get Instagram in on the fun. Sorry I wasn't here last week, guys. I injured myself trying to be Paula Bunyan and hurt myself with a machete. And my hands were not, as nimble as they usually are, and I need them. So that's why I was not here last week. But we are back this week. Hi, King J. Good. We are back this week with a brand new show and brand new stories. Hi, that Brandon guy. And I'm really excited to share them with you. Okay. In case we have some new friends hanging out with us tonight, I will introduce myself shortly. Hey, Miss Whitney, Miss Speaker at Higher Institutions of Learning. Guys, if you're in the DMV area and you're looking for volunteer opportunities, check in with my girl, Miss Whitney. She is one of the founding members of K. Rousseff Foundation. They're doing like a back to school bash. They do all types of things for kids in the communities. So, yeah, if you're looking for a volunteer opportunity and you're in the DMV area, get in with them. Okay, we're gonna get started at 8:05. Yeah, check the comments, guys. The @ is in the comments. We're going to get started at 8:05. I like to give about 5 minutes for people to, get something to drink, grab a snack, get something to record notes with. Yeah, so, and also give you time to invite people, to the broadcast. All right. I've got plenty of stories for you guys tonight. Tonight we find out who the real queen of Christmas is. My friends who like edibles. I've got a cautionary tale for you. Oprah. Hi, Afro Butterfly. Oprah's out here getting people together. Doja Cat is being accused of, basically stealing an idea. And DC's Mochella lawsuit has a new twist to it that I want to get you guys' input on, okay? So we're going to have a great show today. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes, so make sure you're comfortable. I see Live Like G in there. G, make sure Jumi's, in there so she can learn these concepts early. Her brain is a sponge right now. Yeah, but we are going to get our story started and have some fun tonight, okay? I decided that for the month of August I'm not doing a topic because I didn't realize it until this week, but my energy levels had been really low. And I started this cleanse a few days ago, like 6 days ago. And I've been drinking nothing but these green smoothies, and I realized that I didn't have any energy. The reason why I was always taking naps and always falling asleep and getting tired was because I guess I wasn't getting the right amount of, oh, thank you, G, amount of vitamins and nutrients, whatever. But I'm on this cleanse. I'm feeling like, I'm on top of the world. All right. So we're going to get started in less than a minute. It's 8:04 right now. We're going to get started at 8:05 on the dot. All right. So get comfortable, invite a friend, I don't know, kick your feet up. Okay, great. Brandon, please reach out to Miss Whitney. They have, I think you guys can do great things together, okay? All right. So in just a few seconds, I'm going to introduce myself to all of you so you know what's happening and, you're not in the wrong place. But I'm excited to be back after taking a week off. All right. Okay. So it is 8:05. It is time to get started. All right. All right, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are, watching or listening right now and you're like, who is this person and why should I pay attention? I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together so you can do things like get your products into big box stores, qualify for business credit, be able to get federal contracts. I help you handle the legalities and, the basically the bureaucratic side of starting your business, right? The part that we don't like to think about. Okay. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do things like get your articles of incorporation, make sure you have contracts for clients and partners, getting your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, protecting your intellectual property through trademarks and copyrights, and teaching hiring and training strategies. If you're wondering how I can help you do all that and more, I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for 16 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Hi, Afro Butterfly. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are some concepts that you're just going to have to know. There's no way around it, okay? So that's why I'm here to help you, conquer those concepts and so that you can commit them to heart and know, what you need to do to claim your stake in these business streets. All right. So if you are in the startup phase of your business and you're like, I do not even know where to start on ground one. Oh, thank you, Perry Perry. If you have been in business for a little while, but you haven't, gotten around to getting the paperwork together, or if you've been in business for a long while and you haven't gotten the business paperwork together, I want to help you. So please reach out to me. You can do that by going to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That is the only link on my bio on Instagram. It's on Clubhouse. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere, right? And there you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you're a first-time client, all right? At linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, you can also download my free Biz Launch cheat sheet. It is a 16-page PDF that I created to kind of give my clients and anybody who's interested in starting a business a kind of checklist so they can figure out, okay, what are the things that I need to start with getting my business together. So you can pick that up for totally free at linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, okay? Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can connect with my other social media handles, where you can pick up my digital products, my ebooks, my video trainings, okay? Everything having to do with NPL Consulting you can find over at linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, okay? But that is enough of me shilling my wares to you all. Let's get to the reason why you're here and to tell you guys who may not know why you're here, okay? So this is how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories that you lovely people send me, stories I find on blog sites, anywhere that I find inspiration and a story that has a lesson that we can learn as business owners. I bring it here, we dissect it, and we pull out those lessons, okay? So this is a time for you to get involved. This is a time for you to ask questions and give comments, as long as they are respectful. This is just a time for you to really get involved in the process of learning these business concepts, okay? So don't be shy. There are no dumb questions. Even if you need me to repeat something, please don't be shy, all right? I do this so you guys can learn this stuff. So, utilize me. All right. Okay, so we're just going to get started. Like I said, for the month of August, I'm not really doing a topic. I'm just kind of, letting things ride. But our first story of the evening inspired the title to tonight's show. Okay, so if you checked my Instagram stories maybe a couple of hours ago, I asked a question. I asked, who is the Queen of Christmas? And I didn't put any photos except for like some drag queens at a Christmas show. But I asked you guys, who is the Queen of Christmas? And 100% of you responded. What do you think everybody responded? So I had my Instagram responses, but Clubhouse, what do you think what do you think the people on Instagram responded? Who's the Queen of Christmas? If somebody just put you on the spot, who's the Queen of Christmas? Let me know who you're going to say. Let me know who you're going to say. Clubhouse, I know y'all be shy. Okay. Anyway, so 100% of the people who participated in my question, hi Palgroni, they answered Mariah Carey. Okay, so they were like, when they hear Queen of Christmas, that Brandon guy said Mrs. Claus. I was waiting to hear that. Nobody said it. Yes, I'm going to tell you. We're going to get to that in a minute. Okay. Everybody who answered said Mariah Carey. But now I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever heard of either Elizabeth Chan or Darlene Love? If you have heard of Elizabeth Chan or Darlene Love, give me a thumbs up. Hi, the real dollar bills. y'all Mariah carrying out, but when I be telling y'all, Mariah is the best and she's literally, y'all be like, oh, I ain't that big a fan of Mariah, whatever. Anyway, never heard of Elizabeth Chan and never heard of Darlene Love, right? Okay, well, but you're hearing about them today. Well, Mariah Carey, we've talked about this so many times. Mariah Carey, she wrote that song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. She's made over $86 million in royalties on that song, and not including merch and different deals, to the point that people associate Mariah with Christmas these days. And Mariah, she was like Mariah does, she gets to the coin. She was like, I'm gonna cash in on this Christmas. And hey 76 Grimke, she filed a trademark application for the title, for the name Queen of Christmas. Okay, Queen of Christmas. Now, remember I asked you if you knew who Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love are? Well, I'm going to tell you who they are. Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love are two music artists who claim that they are the true queens of Christmas. Okay, Elizabeth Chan, she has apparently released 9 Christmas albums. Hey, Tessie. 9 Christmas albums. And Miss Darlene Love, and one of her albums is called Queen of Christmas. And Miss Darlene Love said that 25 years ago, David Letterman crowned her the Queen of Christmas. Okay? So, you're the King of Christmas, Tessie? All right. So Elizabeth Chan is like, look, I done put out 9 Christmas albums for y'all, including one called Queen of Christmas. Darlene Love said, look, 25 years ago, David Letterman called me the Queen of Christmas. So Mariah, who do you think you are? This is basically what these two ladies are saying. You love Darlene Love? I've never heard of her. Afro Butterfly said, sorry to those women. That Brandon guy said, we still don't know her. They must sell her CDs in the bin at the supermarket. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. People had their following. Anyway, so Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love have both filed opposition to Mariah Carey's Queen of Christmas trademark application, right? Do you guys think that these two women will be successful in thwarting Mariah in achieving the trademark of Queen of Christmas? Do you think that Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love have a snowball's chance in Hades to keep Mariah from acquiring the trademark Queen of Christmas? Tell me why or why not, and give me the reasoning. Okay? You can give me your personal opinion, but give me the legal reasoning as to why they will or will not win. That Brandon guy said their paper isn't long enough. No. King J. Good said Mariah got long money out of UK, though. Well, here's the thing. While Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love, maybe Darlene, not the other lady, while Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love, are saying, I'm the queen of Christmas because da 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 da, neither one of them has a legal trademark for the phrase Queen of Christmas. Afro Butterfly said, what's their names again? So the first one, her name is Elizabeth Chan. Hi, Mocha baby. And the other one, her name is Darlene Love. Okay? That Brandon guy said they are not associated with it as much as Mariah. That's what you're, okay? And most of us would agree that. But what I think is going to be hardest for these women is the fact that neither one of them has a legal trademark for the phrase Queen of Christmas, right? You can claim, I've been, known by this name for how many years, but in the eyes of the law, particularly intellectual property, it's who files first. Elizabeth Chan, you put out 9 Christmas albums. Where is your Queen of Christmas trademark application? Darlene Love, why didn't you capitalize on David Letterman calling you the Queen of Christmas and filing a trademark for that, right? Afro Butterfly, you wrong. While these ladies, I'm not saying that, maybe in their Live Like G said they were not worried about it before Mariah decided. Absolutely, because if Mariah gets this trademark to Queen of Christmas, Elizabeth Chan is not going to be able to have, her Queen of Christmas albums. Darlene Love is not going to be able to do anything with Queen of Christmas. But the thing is, why weren't y'all doing anything with it before? You need to secure your intellectual property before there is a problem, not after. Now, Elizabeth Chan, you done put out 9 albums and you want to claim you the Queen of Christmas. We ain't heard of you before today, ma'am. And it's because of Mariah, right? So what Elizabeth Chan should have done to secure her spot is put that application in early, right? Because, look, I asked a random question. I didn't even give any suggestions. I just asked my audience, who is the Queen of Christmas? And 100% of the audience said Mariah Carey, right? So that gives, us an idea that, Mariah Carey is really, has a foothold in that title. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Elizabeth Chan and Darlene Love, okay? So most of you seem to be on Mariah's side, but is anybody on Elizabeth or Darlene's side? Or are you all with the Queen of Christmas? If you are with Mariah Carey and say she should get that trademark for Queen of Christmas, give me a Christmas tree. If you think Elizabeth Chan or Darlene Love should be able to oppose Mariah, give me a judge emoji. If you want Mariah to win, give me a Christmas tree. If you want Elizabeth and Darlene to win, give me a judge emoji. That Brandon guy is on Mariah's side. Okay, Clubhouse, y'all quiet. Okay, Perry Perry said, I never heard of the other people. Right, I never heard of them before this story either. 76 Grimkay is on Elizabeth and Darlene. Well, I guess Darlene's side. Okay, I might have to look up Darlene 76 Grimkay. Anybody else? Anybody else got something to say? The South got something to say. Don't mind me. Anyway, okay, so good luck to all of the people involved in that. Okay, so friends, we're all friends here, right? And we all grown, well, except for Jumi. If Jumi's watching, you might want to cover her ears right now. I'm just kidding. D Greenbook, judge a movie because I would hate to be the little guy. Okay, D Greenbook. Okay, so is anybody here into edibles? And when I say edibles, I mean foods, particularly sweet treats that are infused with cannabis. If you are, give me some type of plant emoji. Okay. Look, I'm not gonna tell your mama, but my mama might watch. So, Yes. So if you are a person who likes edibles, particularly sweet ones, you've probably seen these packages that look like, thank you, G, that look like your favorite, childhood sweets, but are actually, adult candy coated in cannabis. All right. Can anybody, thank you, Afro Butterfly, can anybody give me an example of one of these, candy edibles that you might see? Your random drug testing. That's right. You keep that good job, Jesse. Okay. Um, Let me know. Do any of you know any of these brands? I can think of a couple. I know that there's Stony Patch. That's the big one that I know, right? Peri Peri, yes, Sour Patch, but they call Stony Patch, right? Nerds, all that. Well, I've seen this for a while in, online, through various outlets, and thank you, Afro Butterfly. And the owner of these, childhood candies that these cannabis treats are being fashioned after, they have been on a rampage. Okay, so the people who make Skittles, Snickers, Starbursts, all those, the Mars Wrigley company. The Mars Wrigley company, which makes a lot of the candies that we enjoy, they recently sued and won against a edible making company. Or, well, I can't even call them a company, but this organization, going by the name Terphogz, TERPHOGZ, was caught selling cannabis infused candy with packaging that looked alarmingly similar to the real things, particularly the Skittles. So what Mars Wrigley did, they're like, look, because when these are happening, you usually can't find these people, these companies. They know that the big companies are looking for them, so they hide behind the social media accounts, right? What Mars Wrigley did was they hired private investigators, and they got in contact with these brands and purchased these cannabis infused candies to prove that they were misusing Mars Wrigley's trademark. So Mars Wrigley won a lawsuit against Terphogz for their brand of Skittles, which they called Skittles, meaning Skittles with a Z instead of an S at the front. I don't know how much Terphogz is going to have to pay, but Mars Wrigley, I think the most important thing for them is not the money, but making sure that Terphogz does not use the names of their beloved sweets. Why do you think Mars Wrigley doesn't want their candies associated with cannabis? Afro Butterfly said, like Capri Sun had to fight those adult spiked drinks that look the same. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so what was I saying? Well, yeah. Why do you think Mars Wrigley doesn't want their beloved candies being, associated with cannabis? It's a growing industry. It's supposed to be, a $1 billion-trillion industry. Why doesn't Mars Wrigley want in on the cannabis game? Why wouldn't they, maybe do some type of joint venture with these companies? Why? 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 Why would they do it? Nobody knows why? Okay. Because when D Green Book, brand damage, yes. Mars Wrigley is known for children's treats, candy, right? Parents don't want to associate the treats that they give to their children with cannabis, okay? And Mars Wrigley does not want any confusion. They don't want their core consumers to think that they are involved in making cannabis. Now, maybe that will change in the future, but as of right now, cannabis still is federally illegal, and it's not accepted in all circles. So Mars, they need to keep that squeaky clean rep because they are marketing to children. Yes, 76 Grim K. Mars is associated with kids. Okay, so that is why Mars Wrigley is really adamant about, you know, getting these cannabis companies to stop using packaging that looks like theirs. All right, so next time you hit up the plug, remember what I said. Okay, all right. Okay, next story that we're talking about, and that actually, before we do that, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance to help you on the road to, you know, make sure that you are a real boss in these streets, hit me up. Let's work together, okay? Go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today, all right? Okay, moving on to our next story. If you have ever used Microsoft Word or any Microsoft Office application, give me an M in the comments. If you have ever used any type of Microsoft application, Windows, operating system, give me an M in the comments for Microsoft. 76 Grim K, thank you. Yes. Pretty much if you work in an office, you're going to be using the Microsoft platform, or the Windows platform, I should say. Right? Thank you, that Brandon guy. And we all know, you know, everyone, yes, absolutely. So we have the Windows operating system and we have the Microsoft suite of applications. Can anybody tell me some of the Microsoft applications? We've got Excel. We've got what is it? Google Sheets. We've got who can tell me another one? There's a glaring one that I'm missing, and it's for a reason. We got Excel, Google. No, not I said Google Sheets. We have Excel. Yes, Outlook, PowerPoint. But there's a basic one that we're missing. There's a basic one that we're missing. No, not Drive. Nope, not OneNote. The very first application we ever use in the Microsoft Office suite. Yes, thank you, 76 Grim K. You got it. Microsoft Word, right? That was, you know, our first writing program, and it's Internet Explorer. But Microsoft Word is, you know, a pretty standard writing application, okay? And so we all know Microsoft Word, and we know the Windows operating system. And Microsoft being a, you know, huge company and having... Oh, I'm so sorry, Perry. I have multiple screens going. Perry gave me an M, said Word. Yes, Perry, you were right with Word. You're not communicating in the wrong place. I'm navigating many platforms. It actually might be helpful if you raise your hand and do a voice, because I'll see that notification to speak before the writing. Okay, all right. Okay, Perry's new to this. We're going to take our time, okay? All right. So what was I saying? All right, we've all used Microsoft Word. We all know what Windows is. Well, there is a lady out in England. Apparently I forgot to write down her name. But she created a program to help kids, help children with literacy, okay? And 9 days before her tool was supposed to come out. Now, when I say that she created a program to help kids with literacy, actually I have to give you the name first. It's a tool. It was a tool to focus. 9 days before she was supposed to go to market, she got a cease and desist notification from Microsoft. Why? Because her tool was called Word Windows. All right. Now, why is it called Word Windows? Basically, it's like, she said it's for people with dyslexia, and it is a tool that will kind of block off the word so that you can concentrate on it and really focus so you can read it properly. And she was calling it word windows, all right? So, she got her plans together. She was planning to go to market, all this stuff. And then Microsoft said, excuse me, girl. No, we are the word and windows, out here in these streets. And we don't appreciate you naming your tool after our products, okay? So the word windows lady, she was like, but I already did all my marketing and stuff and whatever. And they're like, we don't care, girl. You need to figure it out. So she basically has to figure out what she's going to do with her new product. D. Greenbook says, does market dominance indicate how likely it is you will win a case, even if you came out first? It depends, right? It depends on how big your name is. So if you've got a name like, and it also depends on what category of goods, okay? Now, in terms of category of goods, right? Think of it this way. We have Dove chocolate and Dove soap. Those are two different category of goods. One is, sweet treats. One is body soap. So you can have the same trademark with two different category of goods. Now, if we're talking about market dominance, that usually comes about if you are, filing at the same time. However, Microsoft Windows has been here for how long? I feel like that was everybody's first system, right? So Microsoft, by any stretch of the imagination, is the one who has market dominance. This woman's focus tool hasn't even come out yet, but I don't know what category of goods she tried to trademark in. But do you think that Microsoft's presence and Windows and all of their programs, do you think that they are popular enough that they would be able to block anyone in any category? Is Microsoft too big to trademark? Or I should say Windows. Is Windows too big to trademark? Hey, FL Days. What do you think? Perry, I'm looking for you. Hey, Canna Cape Cod, DC. Brandon Guy, you said yes. You think that Microsoft is big enough? It's too big to trademark. Okay, guys, if you're looking for a resort in DC, that gives you everything you need, check out my girl Canna Cape Cod, DC. Hey, Mo. Guys, I told you at the beginning of the show, I'm doing this, detox cleanse, these smoothies. Mo's the one who got me, so if you're in the DMV area, check out Mono's Detox. D Greenbook said, I got windows on my house. Okay, that Brandon guy said, especially if it's in the tech industry. Okay, but let's say this woman's tool, it's to help kids learn how to read. Do you think that is in any way adjacent to Microsoft, to the Microsoft suite of products, or to Windows? Her product is called Word Window, where you just basically block out the word. Because some of you guys think that Microsoft Windows is too big. Like, they're too well known. This lady, she should have known better. I mean, I feel like she should have known better, but, whatever. Anyway, well, let me know what you guys think about that. In the meantime, this lady has to think about maybe rebranding. Thanks, Mel. This lady has to think about rebranding her entire product. Okay. Yes, you have readers in MS Word. What is a reader? What's a reader in MS Word, Brandon Guy? See, this is why I like doing this show, because I teach y'all and y'all teach me. So, because there's tons of things that I don't know. What is a reader in MS Word, that Brandon Guy? While that Brandon Guy is letting us know what a reader is, this is, it reads the text for you. Okay, all right. Okay, so that might be, a problem. So when you are researching, your product names or your service names, and you think that you're going to want to trademark it, you want to make sure that you're not stepping on anybody else's toes, okay? Because it doesn't matter how smart you are. As a matter of fact, this article that I found this story in, her husband was like, how funny is it that such a big corporation like Microsoft found you? They're looking. That's how they found you. They have entire legal teams dedicated to making sure people are not infringing on their brand. So be careful out there, okay? All right. Next story. Oh wow, we might go over an hour today. That's okay. Okay. Anybody here play Grand Theft Auto? Anybody here play Grand Theft Auto? Anybody here play Grand Theft Auto? A basic trademark search would have told her a big no. Listen, not everybody knows. I've had clients where I literally say, hey, make sure you do a trademark search, but if you don't know how to look properly, you won't know. Okay. Little Rock said he plays Grand Theft Auto. That Brandon guy hasn't played since the very first one. Well, that actually ties in nicely with this story, Brandon, because... Toby, are you okay? Sorry, y'all. Toby heard somebody at the door. Only game you could... Listen! Afro Butterfly asked, do trademark searches travel across state? If you file a federal trademark, yes. So you would file that with the USPTO if you want your trademark to apply across the whole United States. Now, if you can get a regional or a state trademark, but it's only going to be good in your region. So if you're ever going to trademark, it just makes more sense to make the investment to do the federal one, because that's going to trump any state action. Okay? All right. Moving on, like I was saying, Grand Theft Auto, right? So one of the original developers of Grand Theft Auto, Mike Daly, right? He no longer works with the company that issues Grand Theft Auto, which is Rockstar Games. He is being hit with copyright takedown notices by the company that he founded, okay? So Mike Daly apparently has been releasing prototype work that he made, that Grand Theft Auto is based on, and Rockstar Games, I don't know if it's an automatic, if it's an automatic program that's looking for it, but they have been taking down his work. Afro Butterfly, you didn't know there was a federal trademark? Ooh, girl, you need to download my trademark toolkits sneak peek. Go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. It's the link in the bio, and you'll get a primer on trademarks. Okay. Hey, Kels Butter. Hey, Steady Grind. No, not Mike Jones. Mike Daly. He was one of the original developers of Grand Theft Auto, and he recently had been releasing some of his prototype work, and he's getting copyright takedown notices from Rockstar Games, who now handles all of the Grand Theft Auto stuff, right? Now, he thinks they're doing it on... His name is Mike Daly, okay? Thank you, that Brandon guy, for putting the link there. His name is Mike Daly. He thinks that Rockstar is doing this to him on purpose. But for me, I have to think about things like, like YouTube or Instagram. If you play something, if you play music, in the background, there will automatically be some type of thing that will either block your video or take it down, right? So I don't know for myself if Rockstar is specifically targeting Mike Daly, or if it's just that they have this, copyright thing in whatever machine you're accessing it from, and it's automatically doing it. Afro Butterfly said, "Gotta ask at least 3 times, because back then they didn't want to." All right. But do you guys think that Rockstar Games is purposely targeting Mike Daly, or do you think they just have kind of one of those automatic copyright programs that is flagging these videos. Because for me, I personally don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think they just have a copyright, kind of search thing in place that is finding these videos. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Ooh, I'm thirsty, y'all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What y'all think? Perry, what you think? You think that Rockstar Games is purposely targeting Mike Daly, the original developer, or is this just, like when you're on YouTube and, you might have a song that's playing for like 5 seconds in the background and then you finish your live and then they tell you that hold on, Perry said he has something to say. Okay, Perry. Yes, hold on. I want to hear what Perry got to say. What you got to say, Perry? Perry? Make sure your mic is on. Okay. Oh, wow. Hey, y'all, we got somebody here from Saudi Arabia watching at 3 a.m. Hello, Muhammad. I didn't realize you were from Saudi Arabia. Perry, it says it's on. Maybe try going out and then coming back, turn it off, and then, yeah, like, I'm going to put you in the audience and then ask to speak again. Hold on, move to audience. All right, send an invite again, and I'll let you up. Afro Butterfly said, I'm not sure automation is powerful. Automation is powerful. So, we can't say for sure whether Rockstar... Perry? Okay, undo your microphone. Yay, I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. What I was saying is I think it is exactly what you were explaining, is that they're protecting themselves by putting that copyright infringement out there so that even though he was maybe the original creator, but now that they own this, they don't want to allow other people to use use it without any form of payment, I would think.
Very, very true, Perry. But again, he was one of the original developers, right? So this is his work. GTA wouldn't exist without him. Now, I don't know what type of licensing rules they have with each other, but he said that he's putting up prototype videos before GTA was even a thing. These are the videos that GTA was based on, but not GTA itself. Does that change your opinion at all?
I think not, because even though you think about the people who have kind of sold their designs to someone else, even though they may have been the creator of them and made the prototype, but now that the designs actually belong to someone else, could they legally still claim right to them?
It would depend. We would need to know what type of agreements they had when Mike Daly separated himself from Rockstar Games. Unfortunately, we don't have that information, so all we can do is kind of speculate and hypothesize with the information that we have.
And that's what I'm speculating from what I'm reading and what they're putting out there. That's the only thing I could speculate as to why they're shutting him down, as to, hey, you don't own this anymore. This is our stuff now, but we appreciate your contributions.
All right, and that is a valid reasoning. Thank you so much for participating, Barry. Let me.
Thank you so much for allowing me to.
Yes. All right, I'm moving you back to the audience. Okay. See, y'all, it ain't so scary to be on stage with me. I'm friendly. All right, okay. So we've finished with Mike Daly. Good luck to everybody in that. Moving on to, hold on. Afro Butterfly has a comment. She says, this makes me wonder about TikTok and stitches and reaction videos. People are allowed to use your content as long as there is a minor tweak. Yeah, basically, there is kind of a loophole to copyrights. If you can prove that it's a transformative work, that you've done something different with it, yeah, you can do that. It's called the right of fair use. So if it's something where you're either parodying or you're commenting or, explaining, you can use it. All right. And if you want further information on copyrights and fair use, I do have an ebook on that. All right, moving on to our next story. This is a funny one. Okay. Do we have any real estate agents who are participating in the program this evening? If you are a real estate agent, you got your real estate license. Hey everybody, just give me a house emoji. If you are in the real estate business at all, give me a house emoji. Okay. Yes, like McDowell's and Coming to America. But they didn't do anything, transformative. Right? They didn't do anything transformative. It was just basically a ripoff. All right. So, we don't have any real estate agents here. That's cool. Okay. Anyway. So whenever you see real estate agents and, they have their cards or their banners or, their billboards and things, right? They usually have a standard pose. They're like, standing with their arms crossed or, pointing at the house and things like that, right? No sesame seeds. Right? So did you ever think that, oh, well, I recognize this real estate agent from their pose? Have you ever seen a real estate agent's photo and be like, ooh, that's really unique. I'm gonna remember that pose, right? Let me know. Give me a yes or no in the comments. And while you do that, I'm gonna tell you why I asked you that question. So there were two real estate people, one by the name of Chris Lindahl, who taught a seminar on real estate selling, and a guy named Rob Golfi, who was a Canadian real estate agent, right? So Rob Golfi goes to Chris Lindahl's seminar, and when he went to the seminar, everybody was required to sign an agreement saying that they would not use this gentleman's pose for any of their marketing. And what was his pose? His pose was like, Clubhouse, you're not going to be able to see this, but maybe check it on Instagram or Facebook. But this was his pose. He was basically standing with his arms out like this. Okay? That was his pose on his marketing things. And he filed a trademark for this pose. Now, we have not heard whether it's been granted yet, but he at least filed a trademark for the pose. Now, Rob Golfi, like I said, he went to Chris Lindahl's seminar and was like, you know what, that pose is fire. I'm going to use it for my marketing, and started doing his real estate photos with his arms held out straight in front of him. And Chris Lindahl is now trying to sue Rob Golfi for trademark infringement because he says that he stole his pose. What y'all think of that? Look at this. 76 Grim K is laughing. That Brandon guy said, come on, bruh. Anybody else got an opinion? Let me know. I got, hey, Bruno. Hey, Channing. That Brandon guy said, this isn't the superhero pose. Right. Last week we talked about the superhero pose with Iron Man and that other thing. This is almost the same thing. They are trying to trademark a pose. Like, standing with your hands out. Come on now. That Brandon guy said, get out of here with that. Okay. All right. Kels Butter said people can do what they want with their body. Right. It's not like you know how the Michael Jordan, that silhouette of his jump, that is, unique. But this, which just hands out, I do this every day. Right? Channing Lamar said, can they really do that? Can they really do what? Trademark the pose, Channing? Let me know. Can you please clarify? Okay. So he's at least trying, right? Now, when you are trademarking, it is not always guaranteed that you're going to get it. And then, even if you do get trademarked, sometimes you can get, if it's really unique and they have no problem with it, you'll get put on the principal register. But sometimes if they feel like your if they feel like your trademark might be a little iffy, they'll put you on the supplemental register, which means that you basically, oh shoot, what happened? What's my encoder? What's wrong with my encoder setting? Facebook, YouTube, can y'all still see me? Okay. So you can get put on the principal register if they don't have a problem with your trademark. But if they feel like your trademark, has a chance of being too generic, or they want you to really prove that it has distinctiveness in your industry, they may put you on the supplemental register, which is kind of like, the runner-up trademark. I like to call it the runner-up trademark. Okay, so while I don't know if Chris Lindahl will be successful in this, I really doubt it, because the pose is very generic, having your hands out. I just don't see it passing. But does anybody see Chris Lindahl being successful with this trademarked pose, or this attempting to trademark the pose of his hands out in front of him? It reminds me of Ricky Bobby. Remember Ricky Bobby when he's doing the interview and he don't know what to do with his hands? That's what it reminds me of. Channing Lamar said money talks. It does talk. It does talk. But I don't know. I don't know if Chris got that much money to talk to the USPTO like that. Okay? That Brandon guy said no. 76 Scream K said no. All right. Nobody thinks Chris is going to be successful. All right. Good luck to you, Chris. Afro Butterfly said distinctiveness. What makes something distinctive? There are many different ways to make something distinctive. It honestly, it depends on the situation, right? So let's take this, right? A comb is an average tool in the hairstyling industry, right? So that's not distinctive in the hairstyling industry, but a comb in the power tools industry. We've never heard of a comb in the power tools industry, right? So maybe somebody names their company Comb Power Tools, right? So it depends on it. There are a lot of factors that can go into distinctiveness. Even the way that your trademark or your logo is designed. So distinctiveness is not just one thing. Okay. And I urge you guys to get my trademark toolkit ebook. It is only the ebook itself is only $9.97. There's a video training that goes along with it if you would like that as well. Okay, at linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. Everybody hates Chris. What's that got to do with anything? All right. Okay, moving on. Where my Oprah fans at? Okay, if you like Oprah, give me an O in the comments. You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. At Stedman, you stay in the guest house. If you know who Oprah is, give me an O. Give me an O. Oh, oh. Give me an O. Oh, oh. I know y'all know Oprah. Thank you, 76 Grim K. Thank you, Perry. Thank you, Channing. Okay. She alright. You don't like Oprah. What's wrong with y'all? Get off my show. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so Oprah, whether you love her or you hate her, Oprah is a force to be reckoned with. She is a media mogul. She's worth, I think she's a billionaire. She, has her own magical forest. She has all the things, right? Including her own production company called Harpo Productions. And because Oprah is such a powerhouse figure, of course people are interested. He says everything with his whole chest. And because, Oprah is a media powerhouse, people are interested in, things about her. So much so that two ladies decided to create a podcast dedicated to Oprah and, breaking down her iconic episodes and, areas of her life and things like that. And they wanted to call their podcast Oprah-demics. Okay? Oprah-demics. And Oprah, through her Harpo Productions company, has said, girl, what you think you're doing? Right? Basically, Oprah's people said, look, Oprah has built an empire. Her name, just the mention of your name with Oprah can build up your brand. So she's very, choosy about what she lends her name to. And while we appreciate this podcast, we can't have you going around calling it Oprah-demics because Oprah's name is sacred, right? So they're not asking, they don't want any money. All they want is for this podcast to change its name, okay? Now, do you think that Oprah and her people are doing too much, or are they just protecting the brand, right? Because it's a podcast. They're not trying to sell anything except for maybe some ad space. Well, yeah, ad space. But do you think that Oprah's people are doing too much, or are they just protecting the brand? Channing Lamar's laughing. Channing said they're protecting the brand. That Brandon guy said, Oprah said, keep my name out your mouth. Well, no, that's not what she said. They said you could still do the podcast, just don't call it Oprah-demics. They don't want Oprah's name in it. So Mrs. Grimke said protecting the brand. Okay. All right. Protecting the brand. So most of us think that they're just doing this to protect the brand. And I agree as well. If I hear the name Oprah, I'm gonna think it's some Oprah stuff, right? And that's exactly what they don't want. They don't want people to think that this is like the official Oprah podcast. They want y'all listening to Super Soul Sundays, which you should be listening to because it's very inspirational. But yeah, so Oprah-demics is gonna. I think there's a 99.99% chance that they are going to change their name because who's gonna fight with Oprah? Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna run over tonight, guys. Is that all right? Is that okay? I got like 4 stories to share with y'all. Channing Lamar said, what happens if they don't change their name? They can be sued for trademark infringement, and any money they make, through ads or things like that, or bookings, they can get sued for that. And they can also be sued for 3 times the damages because they did it knowing that they're not allowed to use it. Kels Butter said, because they are probably trying to get a quick come up. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to go over tonight, but that's okay because I wasn't here last week. So, I'm going to give y'all all I can. All right. Moving on to our next story. Do we have any Doja Cat fans in here? If you're a Doja Cat fan, give me a cat emoji. And if you know who Roland Ray is, give me a wheelchair emoji. If you know who Doja Cat is, give me a cat emoji. And if you know who Rolling Ray is, give me a wheelchair emoji. Now, for those of you who may not know, Doja Cat, she is a pop music artist. I like her music. She's cute. And she's pretty big right now. And for Rolling Ray is you hate her. Rolling Ray is a queer, disabled black man who is basically, a social media celebrity. Beyonce knows who he is. She sent him one of the first, Ivy Park drops. And he's been on a couple of reality shows. That Brandon guy said she used to be on Periscope all the time. Oh, I'm so sorry. Channing said she has something to say. Channing, if you have something to say, please hit the raised hand in the bottom right corner, and I can bring you up on the stage, okay? All right? Okay. I'm bringing Channing Lamar up. Channing, what do you have to say, my dear? Hold on. Oh, your mic is off.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but about the Oprah thing.
Mm-hmm.
But since they're changing the name, it does not necessarily say just Oprah. How can they still get sued from that? Is that like in reference to what you said earlier about people taking parts of the name and like making it something else?
Right, what? like in this situation, Oprah is a very recognizable name. When we we automatically know who that is. So it's, when you and because her name is so how do I say it? Because her name is so well known, because it has done so much for people's careers. Think about Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, Iyanla Van Zant. Just being associated with Oprah can give you a boost. So these so Oprah's team and Oprah herself, they want to be very, very selective and very careful about where they allow the name to be used because it is a powerful name. All right? Okay. Thank you, Channing.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Okay. Moving back to our Doja story, who apparently Jesse also doesn't like. So, like I said, Doja Cat, she's a pop star. Rolling Ray is a queer, disabled black man who is a social media influencer who lives in the DMV. Okay? Now, recently, Doja Cat filed a trademark application for the phrase "it's giving." You know how now everybody's like, "Ooh, it's giving," it's giving rich, it's giving opulent, it's giving whatever, whatever. Well, Doja Cat has taken that phrase and she has trademarked it for a clothing line, right? Here's the issue. Everyone is saying that, or not everyone is saying, everybody knows that phrase, "it's giving," it was originated by Rolling Ray. Now, whether you like Rolling Ray or not, Rolling Ray has an impact on culture, right? And it's not the first time people have taken things of his and not given him credit. If y'all remember Coyle Ray and her song Big Purr, there was a whole big thing because Rolling Ray is known for, saying purr all the time. Purr, purr, right? And he's also known for saying it's given whatever. But so now Doja Cat, she's trying to trademark "it's giving," and there is a lot of social media backlash saying that she needs to, at least acknowledge Rolling Ray for creating this. Now, to be fair, Rolling Ray doesn't have a trademark for this phrase "it's giving." He's never tried. And Doja Cat is doing, legally the right thing. But do you think that Doja Cat owes Rolling Ray a piece of the pie? Does Doja Cat owe Rolling Ray a credit or something for this "it's giving"? What do you think? And apparently this isn't the first time she's done that. I don't know if you guys remember, there was this lady on Instagram, her name was BK Tidal Wave. And somebody asked her what she thought of Doja Cat, and her phrase, she said, thoughts about Doja, she's trash. Doja Cat took that phrase, made sweatshirts, and sold them, and didn't give BK Tidal Wave any, any credit. So people are basically kind of like, Doja, you out here stealing, from the culture and not giving people proper credit. Channing Lamar said, yes, credit. Will it happen? No. Okay. Yeah, I think Rolling Ray at least deserves some credit. Listen, whether or not you like Rolling Ray, okay, Rolling Ray has made something of his life. Kels Butter said, yes, acknowledgement, money, no. Okay, I can see that because Rolling Ray, you didn't, file the application. So, okay. Whew. Is Doja's last name Kardashian? I don't think so. I think she's like Swedish and she's, I forget what country in Africa her father's from. Anyway, moving on to our next story. Do we have any Steph Curry fans here, or at least basketball fans? They steal everything. Any Steph Curry or, basketball fans in general, give me a basketball emoji, okay? Now, if you watch the most recent NBA finals, I don't do basketball, guys. The Golden State Warriors won, and who remembers what Steph Curry said after they won? He did what is now apparently a famous picture, and he said a phrase after the Warriors won. After the Warriors won their finals or whatever. Does anybody remember? He did a pose like this in a picture. He looked like he was sleeping, and he said, "Drake is a biter." Nobody knows? Okay. Well, Steph Curry, when the Warriors came back, he took a picture like this, and he said, "Wait, Steph is cool. His wife, though, she bitter for the streets." Just say, I want you to just embrace love, embrace good feelings. Okay. Anyway, so Steph Curry. Long story short, Steph Curry is filing a trademark for the phrase "night night," which was the phrase that he used after the Golden State Warriors beat. I don't know what team they were playing. Obviously, I don't watch basketball. But he's trademarking the phrase "night night" for apparel and things of entertainment like that. And this is a smart move by Steph Curry because he said he sees people using this phrase, he sees it spreading different sports teams, and he's capitalizing on that. So that is a very smart move on his part for taking something. It's simple, but it's still something that can make him a lot of money. So good luck to Steph Curry. You a Curry fan? Wait, is that what's that? Oh, you don't like Steph Curry? Okay, all right, Channing, I see you. All right. Last story of the evening. Okay. Actually, no, we got two more. This is a real quick one. So, if you guys don't know, you've seen little kids say it for decades. Yeah, but I mean, I think he's using it for a very specific category. Let love in your heart, sir. Okay, last two stories of the evening. This, I've told you guys before, when you file a trademark, it's not set it and forget it, right? You have to file a renewal every 10 years, and now there is a new rule that if you have not used your trademark for 5 years, someone else can come in and request for your trademark to be canceled, right? So trademarks are not set it and forget it. They are use it or lose it. And Marvel is doing just that with a new, not new, with an old series that they are reprinting. My comic book heads, have you ever heard of something called Cross Gen? A Marvel comic series called Cross Gen. My comic heads. I have no idea what this comic is about, but Marvel is reprinting this this comic issue. Now, they're not printing new issues. They're not doing anything special. They are just reprinting, and it is suspected that they are doing this just so that they can maintain their trademark on CrossGen. Afro Butterfly said it's federal 5 years. Afro Butterfly. So, in general, when you file your trademark, once you get it, you have to renew your trademark every 10 years. But let's say you got your trademark, you used it for 2 years, and then you didn't use it for another 5 years. Someone can come in year 5 and say, hey, she's not using the trademark, cancel it. Okay, does that make sense? Afro Butterfly said, is it like Music Masters and 20,000 Years Ashanti going through now? No. Trademarks and copyrights have, their pros and cons. Channing Lamar said, how do they know if you're using it or not? Because a lot of these large companies, they have, hi Valerie Moore, they have teams, legal teams dedicated to, making sure that nobody is using their phrase. I remember a few years ago, a friend of mine was doing these business teaching meetings for people interested in the cannabis industry, and she was calling it weed work, WEED, She only had 2 meetings, but after 2 meetings, she got a cease and desist letter from WeWork saying, hey, This you're doing something too close to us. Stop using the name weed work, okay? So these companies, they have teams that are specifically set aside to make sure nobody's violating their trademarks. And if you don't have a team, then it's just your job as the trademark holder to, do searches and make sure nobody's using it. Now there are some services that you can pay for that, okay? All right. Let me know if that makes sense to you all, okay? So anyway, Marvell is reprinting the Cross-Gen series so that they can maintain their trademark for another 10 years rather than lose it, okay? So this is just a reminder to keep your trademarks. You have to use them. You cannot just get them and then sit on them, all right? And our last story of the evening, this is a local story, okay? This is for the locals, my DMV locals. Anybody watching, have you ever been to Mochella? If you've been to Mochella, give me a shoes emoji to signify the beat your feet. If you've ever been to Mochella, give me some shoes as an emoji to signify the beat your feet. For those of you who may not be from the DMV area, if you don't know what I'm talking about, some years ago, because of the clash between the newcomers to DC and the, what do you call them, the native Washingtonians, there was a lot of conflict because of music that was being played in the streets. There's a specific store in the middle of DC that will, they play go-go really loud, is at the intersection of Georgia and Florida, right? And some new people who moved in, they didn't like the music and they were complaining and trying to get the music shut down. Hey, okay, you a native? Native Washingtonians, particularly those who perform or love go-go, got very upset with this, and they had an outdoor protest in the form of a go-go performance, and they called it Mochella. Okay, now Mochella has been happening for a few years. It's totally free to attend. They have local DC artists, all of that. But recently, the people who organized Mochella tried to file a trademark application for Mochella. What do you think happened when they tried to file a trademark application for Mochella? What do you think? What do you think happened when the organizers of the Mochella go-go music protest tried to file an application to trademark the name Mochella? Absolutely, that Brandon guy. They got a cease and desist from Coachella saying, look, that's way too close to ours. Okay, everybody knows Coachella. So Mochella, what they did, they have since pulled their application, right? So they're like, okay, well, we're not going to try and trademark Mochella, but they are not going to stop doing the Mochella festival. They're saying, look, this is free speech. This is a protest in the form of music. And while we may not be going after, the trademark anymore, but we're not changing the name, and we're not going to stop, this annual event now. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that Mochella should still be allowed to exist if they agree not to trademark the name? Channing, too close to Coachella. Do you think that the organizers of Mochella should still be allowed to call it Mochella if they are not seeking a trademark? Perry said absolutely. Kels Butter said yes. Okay. Any other opinions? 76 Grimke said yes. Okay. Yeah, I do too. I think, it's not something that that Brandon guy, why do you say no? For me, what clinches it for me is that they're not making any money off of this. They're not charging people. This is a free event for people to attend, right? Now I'm sure they sell stuff there. They probably have vendors and stuff. But if you just want to go to Mochella, you can. So we've got some people who said they should be able to keep the name. Brandon guy said no. I want to know why. All right. While Brandon Guy tells us why we're coming to the end of the show, I ran over a little bit today, but that's all right. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. You are a fantastic audience. Clubhouse, I'm so proud of you for participating. Usually y'all be leaving me hanging. Thank you to Channing and Perry and everybody who participated in the conversation. That Brandon Guy said only because they are still too close to Coachella, regardless of the lack of revenue. Okay, well, we'll see. If there's any updates, I'll definitely let you know. But again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Book your free consultations. Download the free biz launch cheat sheet. Download the trademark toolkit sneak peek. All of that is free 99, y'all. Okay. I will be back next week with more stories. And if you find anything that you would like me to talk about on here, you want to discuss, please don't hesitate to hit up my inbox. I love it when you guys send me stories, okay? Because it's less work for me. All right. Good night, guys. Bye. Okay. Oh, thank you, Channing. Okay. And how do I end this?